In February 2007, their utility bill was $9,282.01. In February 2009, their utility bill was $10,616.26. In February 2011, their utility bill dropped to $6,596.80. And in February 2012, their utility bill for the same site, same facilities, was $3,864.05. How do you take a place with a utility bill of $9,000 and $10,000 and turn it into a place with a utility bill of $3,000 for the same month? You plan and you work the plan. Welcome to the Army Aviation Support Facility number 3 of the Army National Guard, located near the McKellar-Sipes Regional Airport in Jackson, Tennessee. This facility has seen a dramatic decline in utility cost, brought about through consistent application of energy-saving methods, including energy-efficient lighting, covering openings, stripping doors, and creating an energy-saving consciousness among personnel. These are steps that some talk about. This unit in our Department of Defense has set a pattern that others may or should seek to emulate. And it began with an energy-saving initiative from the Tennessee Valley Authority and local support from the Jackson Energy Authority, and the military leadership and initiative seeking improved use of budgeted dollars. E-Plus TV6 in February 2012 had the opportunity to meet the people most responsible for this change and an opportunity to see firsthand what it helped bring about a reduction by thousands of dollars a month in a unit's utility bill. This initiative originated in two ways. First, from the military side. There are multi-millions of square feet of space in military facilities operated by the U.S. Department of Defense worldwide. This project in Tennessee, with its results, now serves as a pilot project for what can happen first at the 4 million square feet of military space just in Tennessee's system. It's a budget issue, a defense dollar priority with worldwide implications. The other side of this initiative is TVA. Every ounce of energy not used is an ounce of energy that you don't have to generate. It protects the grid capacity. It protects the environment. It saves generation dollars. The TVA has special programs to help subsidize commercial energy-efficient investments. Both these entities came together at the Army Aviation Facility number 3.
Basically what we're achieving here.
Okay.
Proper and, let me say, adequate management of the energy dollars to achieve whatever savings that are attainable through good management principles. And that includes, in my judgment, looking at the entire envelope of the problem, entire issue. You can't just change light bulbs and solve that problem. There's more to it. It's got to do with HVAC and insulation and everything that goes with the entire package of the facility. So we're mandated to look at this. So this, for us, is sort of a pilot project in Tennessee. We had an opportunity here that we chose to accept as possibly to be able to do this and see if we could achieve noticeable results. I'm happy to say, with all this team effort on everybody's part, that we are very pleased with what we see so far. So this is sort of the tip of the spear, so to speak, and we're looking at other facilities, and we're going to start addressing these issues statewide, and hopefully that'll be a very substantial number for our budget.
Will DOD look at this then and possibly apply it beyond the state? Then
This is not just, it's not just for the state of Tennessee, it's nationwide, worldwide. This is a directive that came out of DOD, and of course they went through Guard Bureau, and it comes to us from Guard Bureau, which would be totally inclusive of all the United States and possessions.
And from a budgetary point of view, you said what happens sometimes you transfer money out of maintenance to meet utility.
In the past, that has had to happen. Sometimes if the utility numbers are short, that's where they get the funds. They take it out of the maintenance operating budget. That's not necessarily what needs to happen, in my opinion. If we can better manage the facilities you have and the assets you have and improve the efficiency, the substantial savings ought to take care of itself, particularly if paybacks are within reasonable periods of time.
We had the mandate and did a little research on the web, really had no idea where to go. Called Bruce Doris at JEA. He recommended we get Tony and Ness out here. They showed up, walked us through. We asked them for a viable, feasible, economical solutions that will work today. We didn't want to be so far on the technology train that we weren't sure if we were going to get a payback for it. They told us what other local industry people had done, followed up, sent it up the chain. We got approval and way higher results than I thought we were going to get. The first step was to pick a system to do. It's easy to get overwhelmed with this. You can't just go change everything. So we picked a very simple system out. We have obstruction lights on our flight line. And we had 100-watt heavy service incandescent bulbs out there, 59 of those, 5,900 watts. Actually looked around, found an LED light, found out that the TVA would reimburse us half the price, and we went from 100 watts per bulb to 7.5 watts per bulb. Huge change right there.
Say that again, 100?
100 watts per bulb for 5,900 watts to 7.5 watts per bulb. And we've had one failure in 9 months. Before, we would have multiple failures every single month. So that has been an extreme improvement. Once again, TVA reimbursed us half the cost. Once that happened, he saw the results, sent the next one up. We went and we just incrementally got bigger on the projects until we culminate to the big one out in the hangar. So,
When you got the first report,
Well, again, we looked at the numbers, the demand, the savings projected, and we said, got to do this. This makes business sense.
so far so good.
So far, so good. Actually, so far better than good. I'd probably say it that way. Bill has been involved in every step of this. He's been the project manager on it. He's a licensed electrician. He has a vast experience in those areas. Together with all of us in the shop that are in that world, we were able to analyze the data and make a decision based on what we had from experience.
What we intended to do was save energy, save money. That was a big push behind the whole thing. And along the way doing that, we created a better workplace when we changed the light bulbs inside the building. So not only did we save energy, which is what we really need to do, we created a better spot for people to work in.
Okay.
the first project we did was exterior light. Second project was these typical T8 fluorescent lamps that you see in just about every single business and industry across the country here. They had recommended a low wattage 5,000 K color bulb. I personally was a little skeptical at first, but we went out and we got them to approve a small batch of them. They came in and made a huge difference.
In ours, I see curtailing the utility demand, but then is the workability or the environment or the lighting was better?
Yes, and it was a simple install. We did ourselves. We didn't have to pay anybody to do it. It's just swap the light bulb out. The color went from a yellow tinge color, which is what everybody's kind of used to, that 4100K, to a 5000K, which is this bright white light. The ink on your paper jumps out to you. Once we installed them and we had the whole hangar done, we went out and did an employee survey and wanted to know, was the work environment better before and after, and what's your biggest improvement? Work environment was dingy, dim before. It's bright, easier to read. Biggest improvement that we found, no computer headaches at the end of the day. And we heard that from numerous people who sat at computers. On the hangar floor, which will go out there, you'll see a huge safety improvement because it allows FOD, foreign object damage, that's falling on the floor, easier to find. Guys don't have to hunt. It's just one of them things you have to see from old to new, and it's hard to capture that in a picture.
Did that conclude the lighting work, the aspect of it?
No, we're not done with the lighting. We actually have another one that we're testing right now.
Okay.
That's what they're here to look at, and if we can push that one along, I think we'll do about another 60% reduction in that system.
What system is it?
It's the outside safety and security lights. We're swapping them from high-pressure sodium, hopefully down to what's called an induction lamp. So in the facility, we've used all three kinds, LED, fluorescent, and induction.
Jonathan, what kind of savings did you see just off changing the lighting?
This winter was kind of mild, but depending on the month, we're looking at, from what we're seeing, anywhere from 33 to 47%, just on electricity,
Just on lighting?
just on lighting.
Okay. Anything else that has affected electricity that you have implemented here? What else have you done as far as electric?
Yeah, we put occupancy sensors on a good third. We had 1,058 T8 fluorescent lamps in the facility. By changing to the 5,000K low wattage, we were able to de-lamp down to 998 lamps. Of those 998, one-third of those are controlled by motion sensors. The hangar floor has motion sensors on each lamp, so any time of day, we're doing quite good. It looks like a Star Trek. When you walk into a room, lights pop on, you leave, lights pop off. So we've put them just about anywhere and everywhere. We have put we had old analog thermostats. We stuck in a digital programmable one. One of the funny things there, I was the one who programmed them, and I programmed them to the temperature off the analog thermostat, which over time has turned out to be way too hot. They are much more sensitive and much more accurate, so the employees have become going, turn that down. So I've actually turned it down 3 degrees from where we originally set them at, so now we're going to save even more. So I have a sneaky suspicion we're going to get the same result on the cooling side. We'll be able to turn it up.
Yeah, the old analogs are usually about 8 to 11 degrees swing. These are maybe 2.
They're working.
Especially if
They're extremely accurate at this point.
Absolutely. When we began this, there was a lot of skepticism, if you will, about the possible results. Education is the biggest part of this. Everybody from the top down doesn't think this type of an effort will really produce much result, but once you see it on paper and people start to learn the differences, they start to appreciate the fact that every one of us in here is a taxpayer. That's where this money is paid from, is out of the taxpayer budget. They start to figure out that it is truly better for everybody all around. And John was hitting on the hangar floor. One of the first things that was noticed is that there's fewer shadows out there. When the guys are working on the helicopters, they're working in areas that are very small. Everything from areas that are big, and I'll use a tail boom on a helicopter, and you'll see it when we get out there. The old lights had significant shadows on the floor under the tail booms. Those are gone. So it allows the guys to inspect better and have better, practice better foreign object damage management, which he hit on, in that if somebody drops a bolt, a nut, a piece of safety wire, it's easier to find. If somebody is working in an engine compartment and they drop a bolt, a nut, a piece of safety wire, it's easier to find. Those are the types of little things that we take for granted, but it's part of the education process, because after we did it and they all walked down the hangar floor, something's different here. And it's better, and they know it. As a joke, the first day we did it, I walked in with sunglasses on, and everybody, just to kind of break the ice. But it's working. People are turning things off. At night when we leave, people are turning bathroom lights off. They're turning computers off. They're turning fans off, which is the type of thing that was taken for granted before.
The way that we've attacked our gas issue, our natural gas issue, is the hangar floor has exhaust vents, louver vents, door seals. All were engineered to code, say, a decade ago, and over time have kind of worn out. So we made some modest capital expenditures from these guys, and we've just replaced or improved them or covered them up. And once again, that's a 60% reduction in our gas, just covering a hole. When you totaled all of the places that we had gaps, it was probably about 16 by 24 feet. So 16 by 24 feet, that's how much cold air was coming in the hangar. Still in process. There's still some more things that we're working on. We're not finished yet. I think by these results right here, it's just phenomenal, way more than I ever expected. And with the next 5 or 6 months that we got left, I think it's going to be an even bigger improvement.
All the skepticism that was running around, I know I've seen a difference, but how many of those people that didn't believe us on the hangar floor have come to us and said, wow, that works?
The
At
employees
least
have
one.
come and said, hey, what do I have to do to put that in my workshop? What do I have to do to put that in my kitchen? We're the full-time force out here. We work 5 days a week and on the weekend, but we also have our M-Day guys, our guys that drill 2 days a month. They are employees out into the world, or they're business owners, and we actually have 3 or 4 that once they saw these things, they're going back to do it at their business. They're the owner, they're going to go after it. These results just don't lie.
I don't think I never thought we'd do this good. I figured we might do $400 or $500 a month, but some of those are thousands of dollars a month, and that's way beyond our expectations. But it's because we attacked the whole problem. It wasn't just the one light here and lights there. It's lights, it's heating, it's air conditioning, it's gas usage, it's training. He mentioned briefly a while ago, training the employees to turn the lights out when they leave a room. Big savings, small training. But once you get everybody in the mode of let's save energy, makes it a lot easier.
In a nutshell, it's a business decision and it's a win-win. That's what I'd say about it. I can't imagine anyone allowing this to occur in their commercial or even our military environment. This needs to be looked at hard and done something about.
The other component in this dramatic utility reduction story is the Tennessee Valley Authority. TVA's incentive program provided underwriting for purchases of cost-efficient lighting that helped get this project started. More efficient lighting cost more, so how do you get your supervisors to approve buying more costly lighting up front with only the possibility but not yet demonstrated future energy savings? The TVA supplement of that lighting price reduced the initial cost and helped get this trial project approved. In addition, local utility distributor the Jackson Energy Authority provided the contact point and personnel for the initial energy surveys and recommendations.
We're so pleased that that we've been able to take advantage of the Energy Right Solutions for Business program. It's really there to help our customers to use energy wisely, and so I'm just so pleased with the results that we've seen thus far.
What did it take to implement this from your side or to assist in this?
You know, we have one employee who's dedicated to this program, and he has a great deal of background and expertise in energy efficiency, and so he was able to come out and work with the staff here so that they could really get their arms around what the issues were so that we could start saving money.
Okay. From what you saw, what were the key issues?
I think the key issues were really just getting our arms around the process. Once we get our arms around the process and lined out what the different measures were for saving money, that's when we were able to put a program together and everybody could start working through the steps to make it happen.
Is this then applicable to others, and can you take this and walk in out to others and go?
Absolutely. This program is available to all our commercial customers through the different utilities such as Jackson Electric Authority, and so absolutely any of our customers may take part in these.
Anything different about what they do here? Or is
No,
it pretty standard? I mean, would it be standard applicable?
It's
to
pretty
most?
standard, you know. Certainly what the military does is different, but each commercial application is a little different. Some people have process, some people it's just an office environment, but in every one of those cases there are ways that we can save.
To financially help mesothelioma victims, why spend hard savings fighting this terrible disease? Call the Johnson Walker today for a free
So what is this?
This particular film is a bomb blast UV protection film. It provides us ballistic protection. They did install this film on the Pentagon, cut their utility bills quite a bit.